The public high expectations on the emergency fuel reserves have been put on hold as government revises its position considering not to refill the reservoirs. In a bid to regulate fuel prices and maintain fuel supply in the country, government recently sought a plan to top up emergency fuel tanks and also build more reservoirs. This will not be the case as Minister of State for Finance Planning and Economic Development in charge of general duties, Henry Musasizi, speaks out.
We are saying we don't want to put money in the reserves, fuel in the reserves. But the problem is there is no money. Where do we get it from? You know the budget, you are the ones who pass it. I have not seen excess money in the budget. Whatever resource we realize, we appropriate it adequately here and there to ensure that we keep moving.
Minister Musasizi has restated government's plan to instead maintain a smooth fuel supply into the country, but not provide fuel subsidies.
The concern which we do recognize is that in situations of scarcity of fuel arising from the factors beyond our control, can we ensure that we have fuel to keep the country moving? And I think that is the whole intention of the reserves or the stock we are talking about.
Recently, Parliament tasked government to address the readiness of fuel reserves in the country as part of solving the current high fuel prices.
What we observed was the UNOC requested for $30 million to purchase fuel for reserve, for preparations for any encumbrance which might happen in our nation. But unfortunately, the money was not given to them.
Minister Henry Musasizi reveals that the available $12.9 million, which was meant to be utilized in refilling the reservoirs, were instead diverted into stock trading in order to acquire more profits.
But what is so surprising is that government, finance, can release money to give what we call trading stocks, doing business to but they don't have money to put fuel for reserves. However, they are constructing other terminals, areas where they are going to put fuel reserves, but they have no money to put in that fuel. Why do you construct them when you don't have where to go to reserve them? The argument is that government must have 40% fuel reserves all the time at Ginger storage center, but there is no fuel, there is no reserve. So as a committee, we are going to go back to Parliament and say, no, we want government to come and withdraw its promise to Ugandans of putting fuel reserves at Ginger that would stabilize fuel and reduce on high cost of fuel.
Minister Matia Kasaija of recent assured the country of the government monetary policies which have been put in place to control the increasing inflation, including cutting government expenditure. This also witnessed a decrease in the funds disbursed for the government program of parish development model. Daniel Mugoya, Gloria Gutabinji, UBC News.